You are now listening to a proud member of the Disney Podcast family. Go to DizPodcastFamily.com to find more on this show and other great Disney podcasts.
All personnel, clear the launch platform.
The Leaving Today podcast, the show about the news, history, and attractions of the Disneyland Resort.
Well, come on, Wendy. Let's go.
But where are we going?
To Neverland.
Neverland.
Hello, hello, and hello. Welcome to the Leaving Today podcast, episode number 127. Thank you so much for joining us today, this afternoon, this evening, whenever you happen to be tuning in or downloading. My name is Mark, one of the co-hosts here, Legacy Pass holder. And sitting to the right of me tonight is the Trailmaster of Puppets and Legacy Pass holder himself, Udi.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Jess would have made it tonight, but she's taking a test. Literally, she's taking a test tonight.
Yeah.
So she had to study for it, and she had. I'm telling you guys and girls, she actually was planning on being here tonight, but she canceled at the last minute because of her studying and stuff.
Yep.
So we're gonna wish her well on her exam.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck on that, and but she'll be back soon,
Yep.
hopefully next week or next show, whatever. Tonight we have a special show. We're going to be meeting with the folks over at All Aboard Podcast. We're going to talk about some of our favorite retired attractions, and we also pulled our listeners, and they pulled some of their listeners. So it should be a lively conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some good folks over there.
Mm-hmm.
The Jungle Cruiser. Yoho Joey?
Yeah, Yoho Joe.
Yoho Joe and
Hattie.
Okay.
I don't call any of them that. But
No,
hey,
neither do I.
It is okay.
No. I mean, no one at work calls you the Trailmaster Puppets?
Yeah, and nobody does.
Okay.
Even though that we need to make a T-shirt out of that, and I'm gonna go back out there and reissue the challenge that we did a long time ago.
Ooh.
Anybody can tell me where I got the Trailmaster nickname from. Well, Mark, other than Mark, but there is a source in the park. It was in the park, no longer there. Mm-hmm. If you can tell me where it was, I'll give you a shirt. It'll be a free T-shirt coming right at you.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then while we're on that real quick, I'll let you go on to the Patrons. I'll update Patrons here in a second.
Okay, yeah, so if this is your first time listening, welcome. The water's warm. If this is, and we're so glad that you are here. We are actually getting some new listeners out there. If this is if you are a repeat offender, welcome home. If you'd like to get tonight's show sponsored by our Patreon listeners, if you'd like to get involved with that, you can click on leavingtodaypodcast.com, click on the Patreon logo, and all the information's there. We make it easy for you. $1, $3, and $5, a one-time payment or a recurring payment. It just helps going to support the show. Mm-hmm. We also give back. We also give T-shirts, and did I just say that? We give a prize pack out, which may include a T-shirt. In fact, it probably does, and a sticker and something else. Maybe we have some other things coming up too. I've dropped the ball on something, but we've got a couple ideas coming out. Also, you can buy your own T-shirt at tpublic.com. Go to Leaving Today Podcast, and it's all there. Also, however you are listening to us tonight, whatever platform, if there's a rating system, please give us a review and some stars and let us know what you think. It helps out with everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, let's see, what were you going to say?
For our newest Patreons, prize packs that we're going to give, they are coming to us, and then they will be getting out to you.
Oh, I might add, I saw something got ordered. I got a little indicator saying, "Hey, something got ordered." And I saw that. I go, "What?" Now I know what it is.
Yep, there you
go. Yes, so we got that. What else? I think that is it for all the housewarming stuff. Tonight's opening question is, hey, with all the AP stuff coming out, what perks that were not listed on there would you want to have as an AP? I just got my refund the other day too. I was a little sad I saw that.
Mine came through Tuesday night, Wednesday night.
I got it last night.
Oh, I got mine Wednesday night.
Okay.
I woke up in the morning, started going through, and I'm like, oh, I got to check my bank account. I'm like, hey, look, money from this. Oh, no. I'm like, cool. Always happy when you have a green on your line, on your bank statement. Like, hey, that is a positive thing. And then you see where it came from, and I'm like, bummer.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to get my money back, but I didn't want it.
No.
I mean, I took it, but I still don't want it.
I have a feeling that this time next year it'll be a different story.
Yeah.
And we'll be planning.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to... I feel we're going to fall back kind of where we were at before, the Rona. I think we're going to get back to a point, AP-wise, I think you and I are probably going to be in that same area like we were.
Yeah, the AP Flex Pass. I thought that was the greatest thing.
Yeah.
In terms of passes.
Yeah, I don't know if I have one that... I mean, there were a ton of different ideas floating around, and some that I hadn't thought of.
Yeah, the friends and family.
The friends and family, fantastic. But I can't really think of anything other than going to a deeper discount. I mean, maybe if you get an AP that doesn't have the Max Pass included, maybe they'll give it to you for a discounted price.
Yeah, that Max Pass is something else.
Yeah, so if you like... Well, we didn't have that, so we had to pay for it. But if maybe we had that and go, okay, if you get that pass, we won't give it to you for free. But if you do get it day of, we'll give it to you for half or whatever, or 25% off or anything like that. I think that would be cool.
If you hold on. If you didn't have the Max Pass and you go
included already,
and you went in on a day and you wanted to get the Max Pass to give it to you for half off,
yeah.
Oh.
Like you would get the AP discount, whatever AP discount that we get, whether it be for food or merch or whatever, if they applied that same kind of idea to a Max Pass or that would really be the only other thing that I can think of.
Okay.
Yep. And that would, they probably won't because it would incentivize people. But I think at that point, you may get more money out of that depending on how much more they're going to charge for it once we get back going. That while I'm on that thought, I'll say this and let it go. I'm curious, and we brought up before, what approach they're going to take. I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to go everything goes up or everything stays the same, or
nothing stays the same, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I have that weird thing in the back of my head going, everything's going to go up.
It may be.
Yeah.
It may be. We'll see, though. I think, once everything stabilizes and I feel it's time for me to get an annual pass, which may be a different time than you guys.
It may.
But see, then I think if there's a Max Pass option in there, I might just end up getting it because even if it's like $100 extra bucks, that's worth it to me. Because if you go like 4 days, that's pretty much pays for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember doing the math when I got the AP and I had that. If I go, it was 5 times. I think it was what it was. If I go 5 trips into the park,
yeah,
it would pay for it. And I did that year I did 8, 9. I think I did 9 trips into the park that year.
Yeah,
and or 8 days into the park. So I remember vividly going, and this one is free. In my mind, I went in, I'm like, this one's free, and I air quote free, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, what perk? I mean, gosh, you're right. They did offer a lot of things like the friends and family perk.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's good, and the discount for the special event nights. That were cool.
That one is pretty cool.
The other thing I can even think of when I was thinking about the question would be like maybe you you automatically get a reservation for either Phantasmic or World of Color on your day that you go, so you don't have to worry about having to get there. Maybe. I mean, those aren't things that I mean, actually, a Phantasmic is spectacular, but I don't know. I was just thinking some sort of thing like that.
Or how about priority for dinner reservation?
Yes, yes, absolutely, yeah.
That wouldn't be bad either. I mean, if you're the type of park goer who the food and going to dinner is part of the whole thing.
Yes.
And you go to whatever restaurant that you may require res for.
Yeah.
Then heck yeah, I mean that would make a good thing where if you walked in, it would move you up automatically.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Good answers. All right. So with that, we're going to go to the news. We have the news 101, of course, is dark tonight, but then we're going to go to the news and then the feature presentation. Yeah? All right. Let's do it. Let's go to the news.
You listen to me now. You are talking about things that you do not understand.
Well, okay. Our crack reporters are hard at work this time. We have a few stories to go through tonight. So the first thing we talked about that I was reading last week was about this special day ticket thing. So the story is the media is recycling an old Ken Potrock quote about Disneyland Resort considering morning and afternoon annual passes in the new membership program. And this is an article from the OC Register. In some information that is resurfacing, people seem to have taken interest in what Disneyland President Ken Potrock said about considering day parting, and that's in quotes, the new annual pass membership offerings to the OC Register. His quote is, "There's nothing off the table as we begin to think about things that are important for people, whether it's the number of times they visit on a product offering. Whether it's when it is midweek or weekend, is it morning or afternoon, is it day orientated, or is it all those kinds of things that we're incredibly curious to hear back from our guests about?" So that was his quote, and other news media outlets were saying, "Oh well, Disneyland is considering different half-day tickets and different time tickets for the day." And this isn't new. Back in the day, you could buy an evening ticket, and they kind of refer to it as like a twilight ticket.
Yep.
You could go from 6 to midnight or 4 to whatever it was. So what do you think about that?
The only way it works is twilight.
Yeah.
Because you're going to tell me that if they go, okay, we're going to give you an AM ticket, and how are they going to police you out of the park?
Well, so when we went to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, so the party was from 7 to 11 or 7 to midnight, but they opened the park up at 4 for you. So when you got in, you were given a wristband. Ours was silver or glittery silver or shiny silver. And after 7 o'clock or 6:30, whatever, anyone who didn't have one, I saw them asking people to leave. Or they had cast members standing in front of attractions and stores, not allowing people in that didn't have them. So that's how they could do it. Maybe with the wristband, but I think it's a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, for a day, for an evening, what does it matter? You come in at 5 or 6 p.m. You're there till you leave or they close. No policing, no nothing extra needs to be done personnel-wise.
That's a good point. If they go, oh yeah, you can come in at 6 to midnight. Here's that. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yep. I mean, you don't need to do anything, and I think that would be cool for locals. I mean, for maybe the people who live down there who maybe can't afford an AP. And even maybe if they had one at one point, they were going to go in evening anyway. Why not? I mean, it would have to be drastically reduced. I mean, I wouldn't pay more than $50 for it at that, and maybe not even that to get in at 6 o'clock. You have 6 hours to get in.
Right.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't think.
No, I think that'd be. I actually would welcome back that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, because there's been a few times where I've gone, like, if we're going to go to the park Friday through Sunday or Friday through Monday or something, we get there Thursday afternoon, evening. Mm-hmm. We don't have a ticket. We'll go to downtown Disney for dinner or something, and you hear everyone, and you hear the music, you hear the cap gun of the Jungle Cruise. Mm-hmm. Shoot, I want to go in there. Mm-hmm. If they offer something for like $50, I'd go do that.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't be bad.
Nope. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Next item is Star Wars Trading Post won't follow Galaxy's Edge timeline rules to allow for more generic merchandise assortment.
Figured.
When the Star Wars Trading Post opens at downtown Disney District at Disney Resort, it won't be tied to the same story constraints that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge enforces. In order to sell all sorts of different Star Wars items from an array of films and shows, there'll be no strict adherence to the story. Here's what someone official said. From a merchandising standpoint, the strict storytelling rules of Galaxy's Edge mean that the residents of Black Spire Outpost on the planet of Batuu are unaware of this sweeping Star Wars movie saga because they're living it. That also means a vast swath of Star Wars merchandise can't be sold in the Star Wars lands. The new downtown Disney shop won't have any such restrictions. Okay. And then there are... new updates they're adding some more theming elements towards the outside of this outpost, and there's a picture of Rey's land speeder and assorted looks like cargo holds and supply things and a couple radar dishes I see. So what do you think about that, the first part?
Good, and I think we're getting the precursor of what the rumor is that they're going to get rid of timeline in Galaxy's Edge. You got to give, and I said it before, you got to give Disney props because when The Mandalorian became that juggernaut of Grogu, and how many people were clamoring for anything with Grogu on it, it could have been very easy for them to put it in Black Spire. Mm-hmm. To their how can I put it? They didn't do that. They had it right outside. I think I told people before, the train trestle going right as you go into Galaxy's Edge from Country Bear, but Critter Country. I had Country Bear in the brain. It was right outside. So technically, they were no longer on Batuu, for that 5-foot span. So I give them props because they paid attention to that, because me being the kind of guy I am, I would have been like, they're breaking show right here. They're breaking their own rule by doing that if they move any of that merch in there. Mm-hmm. I think, again, the idea of the timeline, in theory, was kind of cool. But in implementation and making it go all the way, it doesn't work anymore. It can't work anymore. And Disney is going to be the one that is going to be looking for money. They're a business, and they're going to do that. Then they're going to find a way to make as much as they can. And that was another huge knock on Galaxy's Edge, was that timeline. Mm-hmm. So I think we're getting the indicators. I think it's pointing in that direction where that will go away, and I'll be happy. I'll be fine with that.
Yep.
I've said it before. I'll be fine with that.
Yep. Right on.
Yep. The outside though, real quick.
Sure.
I think they could do better. I'm not impressed by the outside. It's kind of, there are bits and pieces that are kind of cool, but the overall thing is kind of lazy. I mean, I can be mean. I can be meaner, but I can't put it nicer. It's lazy. The speeder, I don't like the speeder, and it has nothing to do with it being Rey's speeder. I just don't like the speeder, period. It could be Boba Fett's speeder. I'd be like, ugh. Yeah, they to me it looks a little slapdash, you know.
Yeah, it does. It's gonna be. I'm gonna follow this under the wait and see sort of thing. But I don't like the guard railing around.
Yep.
And I suspect that might. At some point, maybe it'll come down. Because you kind of. How cool to have a kid just be able to go on there and sit on it and take a picture. I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
Yep.
I might even do that.
Yeah, there are still plenty of people who are fans of Ray in that theater. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't knock anybody who wanted to.
No.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we're getting something like this.
Yep.
Cool.
Again, the main thing is open more. Have more offering for people and get people back to work. Get CMs working. Get them back on track.
Get them back on track.
Yep.
Speaking on getting back on track, the Disney California, that's DCA to us, has announced a ticketed event festival coming in mid-March featuring food and beverages, live entertainment, and more.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the details on that because
Me too.
Trip. That is a trip. I feel a trip. I think our first trip is getting lined up, my friend.
We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Really, there's nothing to talk about except that it's been announced that, hey, we're doing this. We have no details of dates.
Pricing, nothing.
There were some rumors going around saying that Main Street USA is going to open on March 14th in conjunction with this. Neither of those dates, March either 14th or 17th. None of that's even true. I think people just kind of jumping the gun and getting antsy. That they were going to, like I said, open up Main Street down to the hub in the same fashion as Bonaventure Street. I don't think that's happening. I'm not even counting on that. But this is a step in the right direction. These food and wine festivals, I've been to only one at DCA, and I loved it. I know Jess has been to one. Her and 13 went to it together, and they loved it. I told my daughters about it, and they're stoked because I was with them last time, and it was super cool. So I'm glad they're doing this. DCA is the right place for this. I mentioned this 8 months ago that this park should have been open a long time ago because it's big, it's got wide corridors, and they can space people around. And this is exactly what this should be used for. So I'm glad we're doing it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And then the next news item.
I want that.
We have there's new Disneyland baseball jerseys are showing up in downtown Disney. I've only seen 3 different styles. They're $59 a piece. The first one is a black one with a D on the right chest and the 55 on the left chest, and it's got red piping. The back it says 55, and the side says like a past days on the 55. Then there's a gray one with a blue Disneyland logo and text on the front, and there's a new Pizza Planet and a Marvel one that showed up. There's 4 of them. Yeah, this actually is right up Udi's alley.
Yep.
You know what? What if they had a hockey jersey?
They've had them.
They have?
In the past.
Oh, I see. That is exactly what I think you would get.
The only...
Oh, they're called a sweater, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's
Hockey.
okay. I'll forgive you. They did, but I remember they had... The characters, I think they had one Goofy, one Donald. They had Grumpy.
Or
was it Doc?
I've not seen those.
And a couple more. But when they were out, from what I remember, I want to say late 80s, early 90s, in that era. And the jerseys, or the sweaters... The sweaters were very the design was very blocky.
Okay.
And had nothing. It was very plain. So the coloring was kind of, I didn't like it, and it was blocky, and it wasn't. And I didn't like the logos that they had in the front. So I never got one because as cool as the idea was, they didn't appeal to me like on an aesthetic level. I'm like, I wouldn't wear that.
Okay.
It's cool, but if I got it, it would hang in my closet and never be worn.
Oh, sure,
sure. Money. So it would be great if they did. I mean, after the run with the Mighty Ducks, they ran with that for a while.
Oh yeah.
And then they got rid of the franchise and whatnot. But that was cool again. But again, that was my team. So even though I been in Honda Center down there, and it's a great, nice arena. But if they come up with newer style, now the styles in the NHL as far as jerseys go are a lot more dynamic. Mm-hmm. A lot more different kind of shape and coloring and piping and everything. If they revisit that, I'd be all for it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I do like these a lot.
Yep.
If they have like
I want the black one.
Like a bowling shirt, the one that looks like almost like remember the Diamondback shirts, the Park Tool shirts, that kind of stuff would be kind of cool.
Yeah, they
those aren't bowling shirts. What are they?
No, a mechanic shirt.
A mechanic shirt. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They did one for Celebration, and I didn't buy it, and I'm still kicking myself
for Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
It was for the Forger in The Mandalorian. It was an amazing shirt, and I don't know why I didn't buy it.
No. That shirt you're talking about is that's at Galaxy's Edge. I've seen that shirt. It's where you buy like the Droid Factory.
No. Okay,
there's a
different one.
Oh, okay,
but that idea. But yeah, it was black. It had the logo on the upper left.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, it was like $50 or $60. I'm like, I kind of want to buy that.
Oh, yeah, that's about what those cost.
Yep.
Okay. So those are some new merchandise offerings. I'm glad they're doing that.
Yep.
They have to do that. I'm looking forward to seeing this in person at some point soon. Okay, and then the final story here, we're going to touch upon this real quick, is there was some news, because we don't only cover the parks, is that there was a slight casting change in The Mandalorian,
Yep.
I guess to put it mildly.
Yep.
And so what happened there, Udi?
This past week, Gina Carano got fired by Lucasfilm, and I know anybody who's going to be listening to this is already going to know that. It kind of sent a big wave across many different things. So I am not going to go on a big tirade here about it. I'm going to actually do a Patreon only soapbox. I haven't done one for a while. Okay. And only because, for whatever reason, I've been trying to be more positive. My soapbox can be a tendency to go off a little bit. Yeah. And now I have a reason. So by the time this comes out, it will be out on the Patreons. Would probably have heard it already. But she got fired for social media posts. Again, I'm not going to go into huge detail. I'm going to say this, and this is going to be as bland as I can be. I'm very disappointed in Lucasfilm. I'm very disappointed in the whole situation. I've had many conversation with people already about it, and the points of view vary all over the place. And one thing, though, that I think even people who may agree with it, if you're a fan, and a real fan, I'm going to say that, a real fan of Star Wars and of The Mandalorian, even if you have that point like, okay, she did wrong and they need to fire her, you can still recognize that it is a crappy situation no matter what, even if you agree. And it is not something that I feel should have happened. Again, I'm not going to go into I'm not going to go into tirade here, but I'm extremely disappointed, and I think there is plenty of blame to go around. But I think ultimately, it falls on Disney. Well, not even Disney, on Lucasfilm in particular. And the only caveat I have to that is that at the end of the day, they're a business, and I think they, for whatever reason, they did that for. People are going to give me the, it's a private business, they can do what they want. I don't buy that. I can, at a logical level, I can see that point of view, but I can also look at it and go like,
then open.
Yeah. There are many ways to go. So anyway, She's been fired. to the credit of her and people who support her, I being one, she's already picked up a job. She has been hired to produce and direct, I believe, direct and act in a feature that will be I don't know when they're going to put it out, but at that level of me being a supporter of Gina Carano, I am incredibly sad because I love the character of Cara Dune. And if they recast her, I think it would be a travesty. I think if where the show ended, they could not bring her back. They could just not bring her back. But I'm glad for her, Gina Carano, on a personal level, that she has found a avenue and a job real quick. And I wish nothing but the best for her. And I will be following her and supporting her because of the core. I think she's a good human being, a very stand-up individual who did nothing but promote the free thought, free thinking, and if you didn't agree with her, that's fine, and she wouldn't even fault you for disagreeing with her. It would more be like, hey, this is what I think. You're free to think what you think. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, that is it. Gina Carano fired from Lucasfilm.
Bummer. And that's that.
Yep.
All right, well, if you want to find out more, you can become a Patreon a supporter, and you'll get the full rundown, I suppose. Yeah, I'll be curious to see where this goes and to see what comes next. And, I don't have a whole lot to say about it because it kind of falls out of the LTP scope of things, except that, I think as you shoot it right, there is plenty of blame to go around. I'm not sure that Disney handled it the right way. I'm not sure that Gina Carano handled it the right way either. I do understand that if you are employed by a company, you need to be careful of what you say as an ambassador of that. Now, what's offensive to some, I have no idea. I'm not that judge, but I just know that if you're offended by something, it doesn't mean you're right. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean you're right. It just means you're offended. Right. And, we could be talking about bananas. Hey, I'm making a banana pudding, and here's my recipe. I hate bananas. I'm allergic to bananas. How could you, that's how silly some of this stuff goes. Mm-hmm. I guess, where it goes from here is that the people that are really happy about canceling this stuff, they don't care if this is just another checkbox for them. Mm-hmm. And this is how the minds work sometimes. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm really looking forward to the parks to open, and so we can get back and deal with and experience some of this cool stuff. Yeah. I just don't have much to say. It's a strange / sad time we're living in right now. Mm-hmm. And I just want to move on from stuff, but and we'll cover more as the story unfolds. And I do wish her luck as well. I'm really glad that certain companies reached out to her. All right, with that, we are going to go over to the feature presentation and talk to the guys over at All Aboard and see what they're up to. We're going to talk about some of our favorite retired attractions. All right, so our feature presentation starts now.
And now for our feature presentation.
Hey, this is the Leaving Today podcast, and we're doing our feature presentation with the guys from the All Aboard podcast out there. It's Joey, Ryan, and Corey. Hey, guys, what's up?
Yo.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo.
What's up, you guys? What's going on?
Not too much.
Glad to be here.
Okay, man, thanks for the invite.
Yeah. It's all Corey's idea. It's good.
It's good.
He usually comes up with the ideas.
Yep. Hey, same thing. No, Mark does a lot of them too. I know how it is. It's easy that way, right?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it made sense to do this for a show that not necessarily like we do only attractions, and you guys do like a lot of other things too. So this kind of like fits both shows. That's kind of why I had the idea for retired attractions. So
yeah. You brought it up, and I thought,
cool. We're gonna run with it.
Yeah.
Cool. Right on.
We're gonna ride on the railroad with it. So
there you go.
Right.
Which is not retired.
No.
Yeah, thanks for putting this together, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no problem at all. I wanted to do it last episode for DCA, but I don't think I gave everyone enough time to like, let's get together. Let's try to, because we would have to change schedules, which is fine too, because we're all flexible.
Yeah.
But I just don't think I did it in time, so that's on me. I'll take the blame on that one.
Yeah.
So,
no one else should. So yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, you look at the
Jungle
calendar, it's
Cruisers
like,
at
oh
fall.
crap, the anniversary is next week.
Yeah.
We gotta
Yeah.
come up with the show.
No.
And I wanted to put it out right on the anniversary too, so I was like, I don't want to make any and it worked out. That's the day we released, no matter what. It was just like coming out, and I was like, yeah. So
Yeah,
sorry
good call.
guys.
That's all right.
It's all good.
So, do this collab here with the retired attractions. Before we get into that, we're all doing a contest. We, you guys know Ryan and Joey also from the DU podcast, so it kind of works out that they're here.
Say
So
what?
the Disney Plus contest. So if you go listen to All Aboard hours, so 108 and 109, you'll get some code words. Leaving Today podcast episodes 125 and 126 to get their code words. The DU podcast episodes 83 and 84 to get their code words. Then you'll head over to DizPodcastFamily.com, use the contact form, put the code together, put it together, and then you'll be entered in to win a free year of Disney Plus. Also, we decided off the air that we're gonna do it on March 17th. Yoho Joe came up with that date. One lucky winner on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. We'll
Lucky the Irish.
announce the winner of this contest. So yeah.
And I got a little tip. If you listen to the entire shows, you'll hear the words.
Oh, that is a pro
right.
tip.
Good call.
Crickets.
Because it's not in the same spot each time. So we didn't want to make it easy for you guys. So listen to at least an hour of each show, and you'll be good, right?
I say 2 of each show, but that's fine. 2 hours of each
Right.
show.
Yeah. I would say with our show, an hour would be minus 15 minutes sometimes, so you wouldn't get
Well,
an
you know
hour.
what? It's like a Marvel movie. You got to stay through the credits.
Yep.
Sometimes.
I know with the LTP,
Yep.
I highly recommend you stay all the way till the end.
All the way to the end.
Especially listening to Udi's stories about the fun wheel when we're rocking it.
Oh yeah, that was a good time. Very, very good time. Like it kept on coming back. I'm talking about it again, but I have to. It was a good time.
Like a wheel.
Yeah,
It
but
just kept coming back around.
Yeah, and we circled back to it. So, but yeah,
Circle back to that.
the only person who wasn't in there who should have been there. I'm not going to name names, Ryan. But he wasn't there. I don't know what he was doing.
I wasn't there.
I think I heard your show. You put it as and I'm air quoting miscommunications. I'm like, right.
It was miscommunication.
Yeah, right. Because you're like, no, it was
On your part.
Yeah, it was like, hey, we're gonna go over here, and then Ryan's like, oh, I was just there. I'm like, then wait. It was a fun trip though.
We are on our way. It takes time. Okay. Where you at? I'm in line. Old news. It doesn't matter.
Oh man,
He was so right.
It was a great trip though. I mean, in all reality, I mean, I know Mark wasn't there and he couldn't make it, but it was good because then that is when I met Ryan and Corey face to face. Well, I met Corey. Ryan, he was like passing because he kept on miscommunicating with us. So but that was good. It was a good trip. And then that happened. Then we got Big Smooth in there. So I mean, it was probably better with Big Smooth because Big Smooth is Big Smooth.
He is.
Yeah.
And that just means more people to show up next time.
What is a Disneyland trip, anyways?
I know right now.
I've heard some stories and rumors of the past of what that was. I'm trying to connect back to that, and I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
That's why we do these podcasts, right?
Apparently,
This is
it's
one
in
of the-
Florida. That's all.
For now.
Quiet you. You
Yeah.
just got back a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
So the whole point of this collab tonight or this evening, whenever you guys are listening to us, is that we wanted to list some of our favorite retired attractions from both Disneyland and DCA, and so we have a list from the LTP listeners, and a list from the All Aboard listeners. And so we're going to sort of share answers and then probably talk about our own personal ones. Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we have a few that we pulled from the LTP. And I'm just going to start off. I'm guessing, Ryan, you were joking. His answer was, it's tough to be a bug.
Not joking.
Oh, that you actually do miss that?
It's the only thing I've been alive for that's been gone. Or one of the only things.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, actually, it's good. It's good you're here to actually debate this. So we'll get to that. So Ryan's answer is it's tough to be a bug. Yep. We got rocket rods from Walt Izzy. Very cool guy. Fernando's answer is the things he missed the most is Disneyland and DCA.
In general, Fernando.
But that is a legit answer.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, see, the whole Becky Bella, that's Becky. She misses Big Thunder Ranch barbecue. That's a great answer. I didn't even think in that direction.
That is a good answer.
Yeah, it technically isn't an attraction, but for some it was.
Hey,
though.
food is definitely an attraction.
We're going to accept that. That's accepted 100%.
Yeah, no, I
absolutely
mean,
accept it.
I'm not going to say no.
Okay.
Can somebody text her real quick and tell her to send another one? I'm kidding.
I don't even have her number to text her.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm surprised Ryan hasn't joked on her. It's like she goes to a buffet, not eating vegetables and.
I'm messaging her right now. I'm like, Big Thunder Ranch barbecue. I didn't know you ate real food.
Oh man,
Ow.
making me hungry. All right. Next, Michael Disney, rockets on top of People Mover.
Yeah,
that's a solid answer.
Exactly.
How great was that to be scared out of your pants when we were a kid being that high up?
Yeah.
The rocket rods, but the rockets up there. Oh man, I miss that. It's been too long.
Way too long. Let's see. The Weekly Mouse. We have a new listener, the Weekly Mouse.
Oh, hey, the Weekly Mouse.
Added People Mover for sure.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody's going to mention mine. I'm waiting for it. I'm not going to say it.
Mickey O. Disney makes a rare appearance, and he said People Mover. So we got two People Movers.
Oh, two People Mover.
Yeah.
Huh.
Nice.
And let's see. I think my mom mentioned something the other day, although she didn't post anything. I forget what it was. Annika said Tower of Terror. I talked to her the other day. She didn't mention. She didn't do it on there, but she said Tower of Terror. And then I forget what my mom said. I'll come back to it later.
Yep.
Okay. So those are our listeners.
Yeah. What about yours?
So
All good answers.
Yeah.
We
Except
had
it's
one
tough
that
to be a
said the
bug.
same thing, but I was wondering if the debate is: do you consider Tower of Terror retired or rethemed?
I would go retired because a retheme isn't quite the same because a retheme. I mean, we'll go with Splash, right? We're probably going to get the main basic thing. I think exterior may not change that much. Interior will, but it's going to be retired.
No, I agree because I was saying it's the same ride, but it's a totally different experience.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it a different attraction.
Yeah.
So I would say Tower of Terror is definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not, I wouldn't argue either way. That was just a question. Like it's
a good
just
question,
popped into my head. Like rethemed or retired. Because I've used rethemed before when I talk about Tower of Terror 2 Guardians, because the attraction didn't really. Like what you do in the attraction didn't really change. The whole theme changed, though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I say rethemed.
It's just
I don't say retired. It's the same. It's the exact same ride with different music.
No, it isn't.
But besides the new drop sequence, like Splash is going to be the exact same, just with
That is a retheme because nothing changes. So that like Joe.
Oh, so that okay.
Like
that
Joe.
was your point. Okay.
Yeah, what Joe is saying that with the drop sequence, it changes what it does. Even though the mechanism and we're still going up and down and we're dropping, but the way it is now done with the music and the different pacing, it makes it different.
If I feel it's the same, but it's like the drop sequence doesn't really like change the experience of the tower or the Guardian or whatever. But it's the same. It's the same thing.
Guardians of the Galaxy is like at least 15 million times better than Tower of Terror.
I will go. Oh no, I will go here. I will. No. I will go here. We were in line. Remember, Mark, and I know you remember this story. We're in line.
This is why I said that. Exactly.
I know.
Okay.
And go ahead, Mark. You want to?
No, you go and say it.
What happened was we were in line, and there was a lady in front of us, and we're kind of running through a line, and I could hear her. We could hear her talking about Guardians and whatnot. And then was it you that I think you asked, because Mark is the type of guy who's going to be like, "Oh, hey, yeah. By the way, my name is Mark. How you doing? What do you think is better?" Because Mark is like reporter. Yeah. He's like the reporter.
I am. Yeah.
and then he asked her, which one is better? Is Guardians better than Tower? And without missing a beat, she turned around and said, "Oh, Guardians is 15,000 times better than Tower."
Or 15 million. It was some astronomical number.
And we went, all righty then. And so it is a big difference. And I think that's why, going back to it, I think it's more than a rethink. Now, we ran off on that tangent, but I like that down. It was a good argument or a good discussion.
Yeah. Fight. I
had a feeling it would spark that, because there's no real wrong answer, but it's just, I think it's based on your opinion of it. But
right.
Yeah.
So, because I've used retheme before when I talk about it, that's why I was asking about it.
Yeah, no, and to be honest, I mean, a retheme isn't incorrect, but you can use it either way. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
So,
okay.
So those were your listeners then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll let the young guy go first. You already said. Hattie already said Bugs Land. So he got his out of the way.
Do you have another one? Do you have another one? That is the only one.
Muppets and like a Bugs Land are the only things that have changed in Disney since I've been going. I think there's a couple in 2001. The first time I went was in '99, but I was 3 years old, so I don't really count that as a proper trip because I don't really remember anything.
Yeah.
But the only things that have changed are Muppets and Guardian, or not, sorry, and a Bugs Land. A Bugs Land.
Yep.
So.
Well, you got PhilharMagic.
That's garbage. That is a terrible.
No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as a 3D show.
Is the Malboomer gone?
What about the Maliboomer?
Yeah, Maliboomer's gone.
Paradise
Were you tall enough for the Maliboomer?
Mulholland Madness is gone.
Yeah. Okay,
See,
I don't
again,
know if I remember right.
Is that a retheme? That could be a retheme as well.
But
what's that?
Super Suck Limo.
Superstar
Limo.
Oh yeah,
I never wrote Superstar Limo.
And you know what? Thankfully, never did I didn't either.
Yeah, you missed something. You didn't miss anything.
No, I've heard.
Well, it was only open for like 2 weeks, so I'm sure we all missed it.
But yeah, so it would have to be a bug, because I grew up with A Bug's Life. That came out, I think, when I was 4 or 5, so that's kind of my jam. You know, Joey, you were what? Like,
well, you could go to Florida. I saw 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, I do miss that too. That was really fun. You know, when you get the water and everything, and you get the little things poking you. It was a good time. It was a good time. It was a good show.
It was a nice 15-minute cool down
mix
too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the mix of the audio animatronics with the 3D.
Yeah.
You see Flick popping out of the ceiling.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that's really. I love when they do that. Same thing with the Muppets. You had the. I always forget the rabbit's name.
Yeah.
Muppets.
Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, but
the rabbit and the Muppets.
Yeah.
That was it. He's in. So you got the Waldorf and Statler up on top. Cracking jokes.
Yeah.
Which is classic. You got the little rabbit that's on the other side.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
You had Sweetums come out, which was super cool. Then I love seeing people having no idea that Swedish Chef was running the projector in the back.
Yeah.
Because when you go to look at him, you see him, but people are still looking at the screen like, "What's going on here?" And it's like, "No, look behind you."
Yep.
And of course, the Penguin Band. Yeah. I mean, Muppets is awesome.
Yeah. No, Muppets and it's tough to be a bug for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Both good.
Solid.
Yep.
Those are my only options, pretty much. So, but I do miss them. What about you guys?
I say while we're in DCA, I have one for DCA. I'll go with Aladdin, a musical spectacular. That one is like the one I missed the most, probably of both parks, to be honest.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah,
you guys have seen that show?
No, I just didn't do it. It just wasn't something that really appealed to me, and usually would have been my daughters that would have been into it, but they just did not want to do it, and they were sort of driving the direction of where we were going through the days we were there. So it's to get them to sit for an hour and a half or whatever it is to watch a musical isn't something that was really feasible or possible.
Yeah, it was only 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I was the same way. I was like, I don't want to watch this and waste my time. And then finally, somebody who I really trusted what they had to say about the park told me, you have to watch this show. And then once I sat down to watch it, it's the story of Aladdin, but Genie is what makes it different and fresh every single time. He'll come out here with his pop culture jokes and whatever's going on in the media, like a Tom Brady with his football deflating. He'll just make a joke about stuff like that within the show, and it brings you kind of to reality at the same time, but it's really funny. Mm-hmm. So the story of Aladdin is the same thing, but it's just Genie is what did it for me.
I always thought the show was entertaining, but it was definitely the Genie. We've talked about this on this show and others. It's like, I actually like the Frozen show as a whole better than Aladdin, which I know is sacrilege on this particular show, but nothing's better than the Genie. And even like I've said, the Magic Carpet. Once that actress got that going on. So.
Right, yep, agreed.
Okay.
What about you, Mark?
My favorite, the most retired attraction. Hey, is it too soon to say Jungle Cruise?
Ow.
No, I know. So to be honest, the thing that I missed the most, so it would have had to be something that I have experienced, because I would have usually gone, oh yeah, my mom said the Nature's Mine Train, because she did go on that, and I would say that, but I have never been on it. It was gone before I was even around.
Yeah,
so
me either.
So I can't really say that. So the only thing I mean, there's a few I can say, but really the most beloved for me would. And this might be the same as Udi, so I don't know. But it's the Skyway. Absolute Skyway. For a lot of reasons. Mainly because when I was small and my sister and I got to go from one end to the park, we thought we were grown-ups. And, oh my gosh, we're doing something on our own. And you got to see a whole perspective of the park. And it was just something that was super, super thrilling for me. And I know I've mentioned this scenario before, but I'm going to say it again. It's one of those things where you I vividly remember doing this at night, coming from Tomorrowland into Fantasyland, and you go through the Matterhorn, and I know people who haven't done that go, oh, I wish I could do that. Man, going through the Matterhorn was loud. It's super loud, and it's windy. It rocks the buckets. So you'd cover your ears a little bit. But at night, when you would descend from the Matterhorn into Fantasyland, you were above all these glowing lights and music and laughing and everything below you. You just want to go, oh my gosh, you're above trees and you see things hidden in trees you hadn't seen before. And you go, oh my gosh, I want to go into this and spend the next 5 hours running around Fantasyland. So that's what I remember. And I wish I could do that again, just to confirm everything that I'm feeling and thinking, and letting my daughters experience that, because they're not going to do that anytime soon, or at all, actually. So that's what I really miss the most, is the Skyway, just for that perspective.
And I want to piggyback on that real quick. Everything you said, 100%, especially going through the Matterhorn, how loud it was.
Oh my gosh!
But like you said, riding it at night during the electrical parade, like going over the parade when it comes down by like Alice in Wonderland.
Yep.
Just seeing that view of it was amazing. Hearing the music and just having that different view, and kind of at the same time attached to not really the Matterhorn, but the climbers. And I know that's not an attraction, but I used to love watching the climbers on the Matterhorn.
Yep, absolutely.
But if you guys go to Walt Disney World, they do got the Skyliner, which are the more European style gondolas, and those are still really fun.
Cool.
So
right on.
And I was going to point out as well that
I didn't mean to cut off Udi, so sorry.
That's fine.
Well, that was the reason why our two shows collided in the first place, because Mark hit me up about Rob Von Roll in the first place.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's kind of how we met. So that kind of comes back. Speaking of full circle, the Skyway, they go round and round. So I don't know.
Speaking
of talking about that,
Speaking of full circle, we have Rob Von Roll coming up.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it took us almost 5 years to get that guy to come on the show. I'm not joking.
Yeah. It was very
I was gonna say that because it was about 5 years ago when we had him, and that's when we first met, and you were like, I want to have him on the show too, and I was like, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're supposed to talk to him next month.
Yeah.
But it's been.
I know you're excited for that one. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm so stoked. Yeah.
But going on to not that guy. Going on to Skyway. That you're right, Mark. It is mine.
Ooh.
It is mine. I've mentioned it often on our show, and you pretty much put it in the right frame or you painted a good word picture. The biggest thing, and even I did it, and when you're talking about, you and your sister, it was the same thing for me and my brother and my sister. We would, and I always try to make it a point to get on from Tomorrowland side. Only because how you ended that, and especially at night, going through the Matterhorn and then hovering up and over Fantasyland.
Yeah.
I mean, the view from up there changed my perspective on a lot of things. And at night, like you said, it was something that you wanted to go to. I wanted to be there at night and do that at night because I knew what I was going to be seeing. That, on top of going through the Matterhorn at night, made it a little bit more trippy, a little bit more scary, a little bit more like, whoa, all the noise, hearing everything that was going on and then floating up and over.
Yeah.
Till this day, it has been, etched in my memory. That view coming up and over and looking down, right out, coming out of the Matterhorn.
Yeah.
Coming down and you start descending in. I can, like even right now, I can see that the lights lighting up and people walking and hearing the music and hearing everything, the hustle and bustle of it coming up from underneath. And it is one thing that I wish with everything in me that they would put back, because I think it would add a whole new generation of people that would love that and get that. Same, I mean, the People Mover has a little part in my heart too, but not nearly at that same level. The People Mover was fun, just fun, jumping in that in the cab in the little, in the little buggy and going around the track. I mean, it was nothing huge, but it was fun. It was very unique,
relaxing.
Yeah, and then
the Tron speed tunnel. Remember that?
The Tron speed tunnel.
Yeah,
that is why when that got put in, and I was like, I need to be there. And then feeling the light cycles go.
That would get me a little nauseated.
Yeah, that wouldn't me. That wouldn't be me. But yeah, I mean, that kind of thing is one of the memories I have as a childhood. So a lot of it, or fond memories as a child.
Yeah, I just, as I'm thinking about this, I'm going to give a pro tip to the listeners here. So maybe some of you guys have not experienced the Skyway to Fantasyland. It's so strange, that phrase. I used to know it, like, oh yeah, doing the Skyway to Fantasyland. Now it's kind of slipped my mind and it's out of my, what is the Skyway to Fantasyland?
Yep.
But it's weird. I'm thinking about it now. It's like I have a vivid picture of it, but it's spotty. However, what's strange is that if you go on the Matterhorn at night, you guys know what I'm talking about. You get glimpses, little pockets of the outside world here and there, and they go by very, very fast. You can still see those images of Fantasyland at night, and the greens and the blues and the yellows that are all in the trees, and you go, oh my gosh, and you scream because you see what that is. I mean, these people in my bobsled scream and they point.
Yeah.
And so now in my mind, that's exactly how I remember it now. Is little spotty images of that, but. You still can see it. You just got to know when to look for it.
Yep.
The other thing is when you can see it is really quick is on Soaring Over the World and Soaring Over California at the end. When it comes up Main Street at night, the fireworks, if you look up to the upper left, you can see Fantasyland there. And you see it glowing. And you go, well, what's going on over there? At least I go, there it is. There's right there. It's at night, and you're hovering above it like a teacup in the sky.
Yeah. And even going on that real quick, staying on Skyway is even the Tomorrowland view where it was the land on the move. You had the people mover. You had the rockets up on the platform. You had the Skyway.
Yep.
You had the submarines. I mean, yeah. Then that extra bonus when you're waiting, and you get your lucky number bucket. If you ever got one of those, you're like, oh, this is the best ride ever.
Yep.
Just because it had a number you liked, or
that's true,
an athlete that you liked or something. I mean, it seemed something little, but it's like, that was like one of the fun things about that.
I want to get number 23.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
What about you, Corey?
Yeah, there's probably 16 or 80, but I don't think they even had an 80 for me. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm. Number 8 for me, August 8th.
Okay, right on.
Same here.
So did you?
What do you miss?
Did you guys have some listeners respond to you guys?
Yeah, we did. I'll open those up really quick.
Okay, were we done here? Oh, Joey, did you got yours? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Joey didn't go. Yeah.
Well, People Mover is the obvious one. Like you guys mentioned, going through Tron, going through around Tomorrowland, you used to get some great pictures there. Once they opened Star Tours, the stormtroopers are shooting at you. But
yeah,
I'm going Country Bears.
Oh
yeah,
I miss Country Bears, and even though they still have it at Disney World, they have the original show, which is still fun. But I love the Vacation Hoedown, the one we had at Disneyland.
Yep,
that is the number one for me. So I miss that, and I'll throw even another little runner-up. And I don't know if this is an attraction. It is an attraction. It is also a restaurant, but the old original Golden Horseshoe show that lasted like 40, 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Those started with Wally Bogue and all those classic actors, but it lasted till the early 90s, mid 90s, because I remember one time they were ending it one summer when we were going, and the line to get into Golden Horseshoe was I don't even know where it started, but I mean now you could just walk in anytime. Which is sad. It's like, but
that was called the Golden Horseshoe Review.
Yeah. And that whole show was classic. And like I say, it was packed in there, but I'm glad now. Well, when the park was open, seeing, and Udi's mentioned this plenty of times, but the dueling pianos, bringing people back into the Golden Horseshoe, which is nice because for years it's just been a place to charge your phones, cool off.
Yeah.
Get out of the outside.
Yep.
So now that it's becoming, it was started to become its own thing again, was really, really cool and exciting. But yeah, that's my little runner-up, was the Golden Horseshoe Review.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up, Joey, because that's one of my favorite. Frontierland is an exceptional land for me. And a funny story, there's always a funny story, is that, and this is how, I go back a long time to the park, and back in the day, when we would get there, it was just the three of us, my mom and my sister and I, and maybe my grandmother or something. But the first thing my mom would do was briskly walk over to either the Golden Horseshoe Review and put your name in for a reservation for the 11:30 show, or that's already taken. Okay, what's the next show? 12:15 or 12 whatever, and we'd put your name on there. And then, so we would do that, and also the Blue Bayou, if we were lucky enough, we could do both. But that was, it's still expensive, but back then it was expensive too. But mainly, I guess I wanted to say was that was something you would have to reserve in person for. Yeah, you didn't just walk in.
Not online, not mobile order,
and you don't, you don't just waltz in. You gotta go.
Yeah.
And have a reservation. So that's how far things have come, and it's like, I would love for that to come back, because I want to see a show.
I've got one more, and I think my mom would be mad if I didn't bring it up.
Yes.
America Sings.
Oh. Mm-hmm. That's the consolation one, yeah.
And,
yeah.
For everybody who has been, who went on that, it another one of those attractions where is going to be permanently etched in my brain. For a lot of people who didn't know, it was basically a sing-along type of attraction show with animatronics, and it would rotate you would rotate the seating.
You're in Innovations.
Yeah, you're basically in that big building, or for more younger folk, Launch Bay, that building. And it would be basically a big old long tribute to America kind of show, but with Yankee Doodle Dandy, all these other kind of, songs of that kind. And you would clap and you would just have a good time and every time the scene would fade and drop, everything would rotate and you would move. And, till this day, till this day, I think I mentioned it on our show last week before, talking with my mom. We were still talking about that.
Yeah.
And how that is one of her favorite things ever. So, yeah, I doubt there's even video of it or anything. I mean, I've never.
There's got to be.
There has to be.
There's actually a really good one that somebody really digitized really good. So it's clean. It looks like a digital camera.
Oh, cool.
Not an old 1984 camcorder. I'll find the link. And there's also an artist. I forget his name. But he's done clips on his YouTube channel. I'll get the information and maybe share it around. But he's done animated versions of different sequences. So it's the original audio, because there is the audio. I actually play it every 4th of July on our DU show.
Oh, nice.
Very
the
cool.
entire show. And but yeah, he's done animated like segments, like little 7-minute segments of the attraction. And the same animation style that the animatronics look like. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And that's one of the vinyls I'm looking for at like antique shops.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's out there.
That's funny. I only know that building as the Skyline Lounge. Oh, the Skyline Lounge.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Man. Anyway, yeah. Cool.
I met Boba Fett there.
Oh, we met Boba Fett there.
Yeah, I've got the.
Udi got harassed.
I did the picture evidence. Yeah, of it.
And we met, who else? We met Chewie and Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
JC.
Good share, Joey. Good share. Okay. So I'll head over to our Instagram. We have some of our listeners. We have, let's see here. Let me pull up the post. All right. We have the Main Street Mouseketeer. Toot. He writes I think his is more Walt Disney World based. So I'm going to try to read
That's
this.
okay. He's from Florida.
Yeah. The Monsanto House of the future would be the first place I would go if I could go to, let's see.
We had that.
That's at Disneyland.
That's Disneyland.
Vintage of Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
That was Disneyland?
Yep.
The House of the Future, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't
We're
around for
going to
that.
the House of the Future.
No, I don't think none of us were.
No.
No,
Wait,
but
you're not talking about
year was that, Mark,
interventions?
I think it ended in the 70s, but the base of that is still hidden in Pixie Hollow.
Yeah, they couldn't. It's so big they couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Get it out.
Right.
So it's one of the tree stumps or something.
Well, and don't they have the counterweight for Skyway still chilling Tomorrowland too? If you know where to go look.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to the bottom of that with Rob Von Roll, but also the staircase to the Tomorrowland exit for Skyway is still
It's
there.
still there.
It's still up there.
If you know where to look.
It's just you go. What is that? What is that staircase to nothing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I know the Fantasyland was there for so long too.
dude. You know, I was
They
so
finally took.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Corey. We get sidetracked.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. We have also Discord Apparel writes Captain EO. I wasn't even thinking that.
Oh wow.
I forgot
Nice.
about that. That was good.
Yeah.
I was there for like the like when they brought it back. I remember that.
Right.
The OG.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No.
Hey, Ryan, it's the same one.
That was good. I like Captain EO.
Yeah.
We have Nikki Pitts 13.
I don't know.
that?
Like
I don't know who that
Minneapolis?
is. Yeah.
Do you know who that person is?
I have no idea.
I know.
Well, welcome
my
to the
sister.
show.
I know.
She also writes People Mover.
Okay.
What was
She
the
had
first
two.
one? You kind of.
Videopolis.
Oh,
Oh
geez.
yeah.
Videopolis was
my gosh.
that was a video dance center that's in the Fantasyland Theater right now.
Yeah.
Where Mickey the Magical Map is. It was just a bunch of music and laser light show and a bunch of kids dancing around.
Yeah.
You could just go in there and dance.
A rave.
Laser.
Pretty much.
rave at
Back in the
Disneyland?
back in the
Yeah.
like
But like in
Yeah,
the 80s?
it's like the Soul Train.
In the 80s, yeah.
Kind of
That sounds pretty cool.
And they were
the
playing
predecessor to Mad Tea Party and Electronica.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were playing today's hits, Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Mickey was up there doing some nonsense, but whatever. I remember walking over to that with my sister going, "Nah, I don't think so."
What was the second one too? I forgot.
People Mover was the second one.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for sure. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I wish I got to go on that. That seems pretty cool.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Gosh, I always wanted that to be
And
extended.
you being a photographer, you get some great shots of like the Matterhorn
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
Lagoon
Oh, yeah.
and everything from there.
I mean, you can see that track floating that is still there.
Yeah, when you guys go on like monorail or Autopia, do you guys just like look around and go, "Yeah, there's the people over track right there"?
Yeah.
You try to follow
yeah.
it. Do you
Yeah,
guys-
just sad.
Yeah. I wish I could
See
walk
branches
I'll love to
dragging
walk
on it.
That. Yeah,
Acorns on the track.
acorns.
Yeah, it makes me sad every time. Sorry.
So next one we have Cali Girl 1966 writes People Mover and Skyway Buckets.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
talked about
Yeah.
those. One more we have KP writes Tower of Terror. So said Guardians is just not the same, and that's kind of where I was thinking of the whole re-theme. But so that's obviously opinion based on which ride is better when you miss.
Yeah.
There is no wrong answer.
No.
No, right?
Unless you're Ryan.
Yeah. And the last one we have is Spring and a Storm from Instagram writes Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland, which we know we mentioned that earlier as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I wish I could have experienced that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that probably would have been the thing I would have missed.
Yeah.
That
Right. I think I've heard you guys talk about it on your show too.
What's that?
I want to say I heard you guys talk about it on your show as well.
Okay. Well, we probably
Maybe
did.
not necessarily, not that you
Well-
wrote it or anything, but maybe just that it's gone or I don't know. But
Well, it used to cover so much ground because you could see like the cave and part of it as you're walking to like what would be Big Thunder Barbecue, but you see it on the way to Galaxy's Edge on the
Oh
other
my
side of Big Thunder Mountain.
gosh.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
little fish still jumps out, right?
They do. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I'll go back to my uncle. He doesn't listen to podcasts, but he went a long time ago, and one of his favorite things was the old Indians dancing in Frontierland, and even
Yep.
being able
Yep.
to fish on a but used to be able to fish on the rivers of America, which was
Yeah.
Yep. You could for sure.
Could you keep the fish?
Yep, you could, but there was no elegant way to keep them fresh. So, cast members found them like stashed in certain spots that they shouldn't have been stashed during the course of the day.
Yeah.
That hot California sun.
Yep.
Yeah.
So eventually they stopped doing that. Then it turned into like a catch and release sort of thing, and then they just stopped altogether.
I get mad when I see popcorn buckets on stuff on the ground. Imagine seeing just a fish laying there.
Oh yeah. I'd be mad.
I'd be mad too. I'd be like, dude, you left your fish.
You dropped your fish, man.
You dropped your fish. Yeah.
I'd be like that dude from the Muppets with a boomerang fish. Like, here you go.
Oh right. Yeah.
I got one more honorable mention,
Okay.
and this isn't technically an attraction, but when you're running to get to Space Mountain late at night and your legs are dead tired, and I've mentioned it before, I miss the escalator to the second
Oh
level
yeah.
to Space Mountain.
I was gonna bring up Starcade too.
Oh, Starcade.
Oh yes,
That was the
double decker
arcade, right?
Starcade. Yeah,
Okay, I remember that.
Okay.
but it used to be two floors, two
Yep.
stories.
Yep.
Then they put a giant X-wing in there. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hanging right up
Like-
there, and I have no idea why they put it there.
Or where is it?
Now I have no idea where it is now, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was called
In the archives.
Starcade, right? I'm just saying
Yes.
what year it closed.
Yeah, the Starcade. All the latest video games.
Yeah. It
Yeah, because
was-
for the longest time it was just on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
And
Spy
they would have
Hunter,
like Wreck-It
pole
Ralph.
position.
And I was all about the pinball.
It closed in 2015. That's really recently.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah, but
It wasn't.
it wasn't double decker for
Yeah.
years.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so I probably missed the good years.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like maybe then there was like 4 or 5 games, and people just like literally sitting against walls and stuff. You're like, okay, this isn't right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now they just use it, I think, right for like Halloween parties and stuff. You go get your badge or your wristband and your goodies.
Yeah.
They have it.
Go ahead, Joey.
Oh no, just saying. Yeah, they have it closed off from the Star Trader, because that used to be one of the few entrances to get there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think it's just it could be storage room for now, but like you said, when they have the AP events, maybe those like up all night ticketed events where you get your AP stuff. I think that's still photo ops. I know Baymax photo op was there.
Yep.
They had a Tomorrowland movie preview center there, like had movie props and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I was in there in fact, when I'm wearing the May the 4th shirt from 2019. When we were there, they used that room for photo ops. You go in there and take a picture of, like, you would hold up a little card or a frame or something. Yeah. And then you take a picture, and then there's something else going on in there. I don't know, but I don't know what it is now. Oh, the top part they're using for that auxiliary Space Mountain queue thing, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So whatever. That's yeah.
I might have another honorable mention.
Oh, okay.
Keeps popping up, man. And it's still there, but it's totally different. And you guys will agree. I don't know if you'll agree with me, but the old school Disneyland Hotel, with a Atari arcade, the dancing waters, the cave, the waterfall cave.
Yep.
The little remote control Jungle Cruise boats.
The boats.
That sounds cool.
RC boats.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, I love. You guys know I love me my Trader Sam, so I wouldn't trade that for anything. But I do miss that old school courtyard area of the Disneyland Hotel.
But you did that close.
When they were doing Downtown Disney, they pretty much started. Actually, those closed down when they built the Neverland pool area.
Mm-hmm. I think you're
in the
right.
early 90s.
Yep.
And they still had the stage for Dancing Waters, and they had the caves, but you couldn't walk through them because it was a slip hazard before OSHA took over.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm done. I swear. I'm no more honorable mentions.
No more for you, Joey.
You've just gone through all the rides.
Yeah. I think one honorable mention is the Rockets in Tomorrowland, which is now, there's a bunch of satellite dishes up there and other.
Yeah.
But I mean, they kind of moved.
That don't do nothing no more.
Yeah. So that's just like an honorable mention from Disneyland, if I'm going to mention one. And most of these are all from Tomorrowland, so it's like, yeah, there's a theme here, I guess.
Yeah.
They used to move too.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for the retired attractions. All of our listeners, you guys have anything else?
I think we covered a lot. Everything I could think of.
Yeah, we definitely did.
We got a bunch of shows, but we don't need to break those down.
No parades.
I can't think of any other one.
Those are the three big ones. The Skyway, People Mover, and Nature's Mind Train.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody went through, Mark or Udi? You guys, because I do not remember the journey through the inner space.
Absolutely remember that vividly, but I don't miss it.
Okay. Touche.
There is one more. There is another one that I remember, and I can't remember the exact name. I think it was Circle Vision 3.
Oh, dude, that thing.
Oh, right.
Do you remember that? You guys remember?
Oh, yeah.
I know Ryan doesn't. But Corey, Joe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember my last time on there because it was. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you go.
I'm waiting for Corey.
No, yeah, I said it. Yeah, I've done it.
Okay. I didn't quite get it. Yeah, I mean I can already. I knowing Mark, I know you didn't do too well in there.
No.
For everybody for anybody who doesn't know what that was, I'll describe it. It was a big room, a huge room with movie screens wrapping in a 360 all the way around. And it basically was kind of like a Soarin' type ride in that idea that you're going through a lot of motions. And the one I remember the most is the Whitewater Rapid going up and down. They had handrails throughout because they knew people would start falling over. But and that was right where the Buzz Lightyear ride is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot better than Buzz.
For the time, I remember a lot of people didn't go, but I always remember wanting to go in there because of you never had anything like that where you have a full 360 wrap around you of screens, and wherever you looked, it was all perspective. Now, it's not a big deal for a lot of people because you can do that. I mean, you play a video game and you already know, and then if you pay attention to like the tech and the Mandalorian, the different things that they've done, spinning around and having your perspective change
Oculus
on a screen is no big deal. But for a kid growing up, it was amazing. Like, how did they do that? How did they do it where I feel like I'm wherever I turn, that is a view I would have. It isn't some skewed view. Yeah.
And I'm going to probably go back one notch further on that. But do you remember, I think, if my memory's correct, that was sponsored by like Southern Bell or Pacific Bell, one of the bells. And at the end, you could go and make a long-distance phone call. Remember that?
Yeah. In those giant booths.
Yes.
Oh, my God, I forgot about that.
But you could talk to like maybe like 2 or 3 minutes to somebody for free. Yeah. Hey, we're going to call someone in Colorado, or call one of your family members making long-distance calls. Like it was a major thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a phone room speaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, jeez.
No, I remember my last time on Circle Vision. A nice call, Udi. I totally forgot about that one because you got to get credit where credit is due. A big Walt project too, but no, it was the year they were getting ready to close down for the big '98 refurb of Tomorrowland, and so they brought back America the Beautiful, the original film, and it was showing for that last time, and so at these time my sister was in high school, I was in junior high or something. And we used to get 5-day tickets, and and this was 5 days to one park. So we would, so we finally get on it on the last day. It's super. We're like, you want to go? Okay, kind of like the shuttle's coming, or walking across. Let's hurry up and go because 5 days of open and closed. That's how we roll.
Yeah,
and that's how we roll now. Still,
yeah.
But so we did stuff like, let's go on Circle Vision because it's closing and, okay. And this was the first time that I really had that real, that feeling you get when you have a little too many libations.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, whoa. What? And like you said, I had to grab the rails and I got, I don't get dizzy. I don't get motion at all. But I was just like, grabbing the rails like double-handedly. Like I'm going to fall because I'm on a hot air balloon. And,
yeah.
But you can still enjoy Circle Vision at Epcot and Ryan's Land of Canada and China.
That's what's up.
Well, you're not your land of China, but. But
oh man!
Now I'm done.
Hey Joe, you got any more?
Actually, no, I'm kidding.
Joey was done like 10 rides ago, 10 attractions ago.
Yep.
Remember the plane?
Corey, you don't have another one?
Yeah, I said the Rockets.
I know, but the Rockets and Aladdin. You don't have another.
As far as ones I miss, yeah.
Okay. So the other ones are like, yeah, whatever. Okay, I gotcha.
Right.
Nobody said the little boats.
I've never been on those. No.
Oh no, that was way before my time.
The smoking section boats.
I was on those, yeah, but those weren't the Phantom boats. Those were just the motorboat cruise.
The motorboat cruise, yeah. Those
Not
are boring.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one that was fun for like the first 2 weeks. Luigi's Flying Tires.
Oh.
That was fun when they had the beach balls because you just whip people in the face. Because I was there in the first couple weeks, and then a cast member got hit and they took them out, and that's not even a ride anymore. But that was fun week 2 that it was open. But
yeah, I was bored. I like them so much better now as the dancing, the rollicking.
It was a lot better. But it was fun to whip people in the face with beach balls.
Right on.
Crazy.
Awesome.
So violent.
Oh,
all right then. What?
No, and as we go on, then things start popping off in my head in Tom Sawyer's Island. How did I not bring up the fort?
Oh, the fort.
Oh, I remember that.
Absolutely.
You went into the fort?
I went. There's always like you climbed up right into like a tree fort.
No. You're talking about like the treehouse kind of thing, right? Is that what you're talking about, Ryan? Or you're talking about the full-on fort? No, this was a fort.
Was there a treehouse on Tom Sawyer's Island before? Like back before it was Pirates themed?
There was a small tree house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That could have like 3 or 4 people in it or something.
Yeah.
But he's talking about Fort Wilderness.
No, Fort Wilderness. If you go back, it's going to be in the back corner. The walls are still up for it. But yeah, you could go in before. I remember going up and you could climb around and it was like a big playland in there. It was fun.
I'm looking for a picture.
Yeah, I remember that cave smelled like fart. So, that's besides the point, but I just remember that. So
Yeah.
Okay, no, I don't know about that.
Yep.
That looks cool though.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was
very,
fun.
very, very cool.
especially if you bought like a Davy Crockett rifle and you had your hat.
Yeah, you could you could do the whole thing. Yeah, a little coonskin cap and the whole thing. Yeah.
The little rubber dagger.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole kit. Yeah, it was a good time.
Back for Frontierland. Yeah, it was fun and cool.
Yeah. And then the shooting explosions. Always good.
Yeah.
Was that a jab at me?
No.
Yo, no. Shoot an explosion.
Hey, I don't do research, okay? We don't do research on this show. That's what it looked like to me, and that's what I rolled with.
And you know what? Good on you.
Since it's
for that.
retheming of the exposition, yeah, it's better now.
It got rethemed. Yeah, it totally got rethemed. Yeah.
Oh man.
The one attraction attached to Arizona, and you get it wrong.
Man.
I have one job.
Also, you know, you guys, Arizona's the Grand Canyon on the train, so never mind.
Wait, we have the Grand Canyon?
I take that wrong.
I did not know we had the Grand Canyon here.
No.
I got it, man. Don't worry.
All right, then. On that note, we should get out of here.
Okay.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on and talking with us and collabing with us on this.
Of course. It's good.
Retired attractions. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got to do it again.
And vice versa. So we're on your show and you're on our show. So it's like, well,
Wow.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that Von Roll episode. That's gonna be sweet.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
The what? Oh yeah. Hopefully that comes to fruition.
Yeah. I mean, he agreed and
He agreed in principle. We got to set the terms.
Yeah, now like everything we have problems with people and contracts and
Yeah.
we'll go.
Yeah.
All right, then.
All right, guys.
Toodles.
Toodles. Take care. And see you guys in the park.
later.
See you guys in the parks.
See you real soon.
All right, later.
Later.
All right, later, man.
Okay, cool. So we just got done talking to the guys from All Aboard. Hey, Joey, Ryan, and Corey, thank you so much for inviting us into that little bubble of yours. Got to do it again sometime. I hope you listeners like that. We carried on a little bit, but that's okay. That's how we do things off on tangents. There's a lot, and it's fun. We're talking, and I'm looking at Udi, and we're just kind of like nodding and smiling, and all those memories we have of all these things. Yep. And so this park does mean a lot to us. I'm so looking forward to making new memories and new experiences. And I just know that making Minnie's Runaway Railway is going to be a game changer. And I know that Adventures Campus is going to be something cool that we get to experience together. Looking forward to all kinds of stuff and just being back there. So that's going to wrap up episode number 127. 128 will be up next. Hopefully Jess will be with us. The topic, you may have heard us talk about it we did talk about it. Hopefully that's the next one. If not, it'll be within the next couple. But That's that. Again, if you want to support the show, go to leavingtodaypodcast.com, click on the Patreon link, and you will be taken to that option where you can do $1, $5, and $3. Also, leave us a review on whatever platform you are listening to the show. It means a lot. And then in the Patreon, our new ones, we do need you guys on the show sometimes so we can talk about stuff, talk about whatever you want to talk about.
And a certain other longtime patron.
A long-time Patreon. Oh, Jennifer. Jennifer in Lapine. Yes. Yes. You do need to be on the show.
Yep.
That'd be a good time.
Yep.
Yeah, I think all she wants to talk about is Jack in the Box. So, no, I'm joking.
Well, then I will sit over here while you guys discuss.
We should eat Jack in the Box as we talk about it. So there's that. What else is there? Let's see. Udi, where can people find you?
You can find me on all of my socials, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, all HAXGOALIE, Hacks Goalie. And you can find me on my other podcast show, The Mando Show, which we are currently reviewing WandaVision, because we have no Star Wars content, even though we may have new stuff coming up. But anyway, yeah, we're over there. WandaVision has been confusing for some. It is a very good show, and it's intricate and layered, heavily layered. So there's a lot going on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We talk about it there. Yeah.
Right on. And again, if you want to reach out to us, go to Instagram and look for Leaving Today Podcast. Also go to leavingtodaypodcast.com and learn out more about us and become a Patreon supporter, buy a t-shirt, all that great stuff.
Yep.
If you want to reach out to us, send us an email at info@leavingtodaypodcast.com. And we will respond to you in due time. Promptly, we respond to you. And that's that. All right, listeners, thank you so much for listening and tuning in. We love you very much and cannot wait to see you guys. Well, quick, I talked to Jacob's brother the other day, Isaiah, and I had mentioned about the Northwoods, and we're gonna do that. The Northwoods restaurant. He's in.
Okay.
So actually, Jennifer's in too. Jennifer Vendetta wants to go the two. So we're going to be going on how we're going to pull this all together, I don't know, but we're going to go to this restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, and we didn't have Jacob on the show too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Wonder Smack. Yep.
Are we going to get him back on yet?
For sure.
Yep.
We need to get him on. Okay. Sorry, it's just our little talking about ourselves and kind of inviting you into our little lives here.
Yeah.
All right, listeners, thank you again so much for tuning in. Adventures out there. We'll see you in the parks.
See you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Disneyland is now in its normal operating day. We hope you enjoy your visit to the Magic Kingdom and that the memories you've made will bring you back again soon.
Why are you throwing up? You trying to eat all your food before your sister does? Now you can eat that. God, it's too short, Lee. It's too short. It's too short.
Okay, we're back to the news.
Oh, yeah? Okay, hold on. I got to drink more.
Okay.
Drink your... What are you looking at? You are out of control. Out of control.
Do you need to get that?
Nothing is, very few things are better than a cold beer on a hot day. Pee now. Always pee now.
Kitty.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
That was delicious. Can we do that again?